What will you do with your second chance? We experienced a timeline loop, and the energy this year in 2024 is the same as it was in 2020. Linear time is not a straight line. It's actually a spiral. Sometimes on this channel, if you're new here, we go over the signs and synchronicities of the timeline. And as we go through today's lesson, I want you to reflect on your everyday life experience with a couple of clues and codes from the collective's experience this year. And are you seeing a loop? And we've almost were pulled into an alternate timeline so that we can experience the other side for a period of time. And from that firsthand experience, we come back better than we were before. So we're going to be discussing a lot of things today that are going to be very relevant to your personal journey and what you went through in 2020 and how you might have went through a loop, a timeline loop, and you experienced a lot of things. We're going to talk about last year, how we were raptured out of that old timeline and placed back on the original timeline. Now, each and every one of us have free will. With what you have learned in your experience on the other side, what will you do this year in 2024? What lessons have you learned? And how are you going to apply it to your everyday life? Whether you're watching live or on the replay, could you kindly hit the like button? It will help others find this very interesting message today. A lot of people are experiencing this. The timeline. When we think of a timeline, it's actually not a line. Things in the universe actually follow a spiral. You could get the spiral spinning in the chat right now. And the reason for this is we're actually on a quest to learn our lesson. And if you learned your lesson, it's going to come up again. I shared this earlier in this channel's journey, going through the spiral. And if you've learned your lesson, that lesson is going to come up again. So you might say to yourself, why does this always come up? You will constantly receive the lesson until you've learned your lesson, and then you could expand outward in the spiral. Otherwise, you keep going around and around and around. They don't let you out of here, around and around. They don't let you out of here. If what I'm speaking is resonating with you, stay tuned. What will you do with your second chance? The energy this year is a repeat of 2020. 2020, the year of clear vision, we started to see things in high definition. We saw them. And certain things happened, whether in the collective came up or things that happened personally for our everyday life experience. When we look at what's going on right now, we actually have the same Super Bowl teams that we did back in 2020. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers, round 2. Right? So we're seeing that same energy. Okay, what will happen this year, this go around in the Super Bowl? We could see the same candidates for that thingy, right? The same two favorites are going to maybe go around again. And we're seeing the same energy theme. It's a repeat. Second verse, same as the first. I think the song goes something like that, right? Lot of synchronicities. And, you know, when we see the spiral, when we see it come back around, what we're getting this year is a repeat or a second chance. Are you going to perform at your finest with the second chance that you have right before your very eyes? I wonder in the Super Bowl, will the ref throw the flag this year when Nick Bosa is getting choked out and he couldn't sack the quarterback in the first time? You ever see that one? Maybe the ref will throw the flag this year. I don't know. Some of you know what I'm talking about. But listen, I think that the more that we look at the world that we're in, throw the flag, man. He was literally choking out Nick Bosa. You can look up that clip. It's like unbelievable. So we'll see what happens this year, okay? And we are seeing a repeat of what has happened in 2020. We kind of got pulled into where that dystopian timeline is, if you will. The spiral of time, repeat the lesson until you get it right. Write it down. The spiral of time, repeat the lesson until you get it right. So if you're tired of these things, like a lot of people don't want to change until the pain of remaining the same exceeds the pain of change. So a lot of people, listen, we all don't like change, right? We're authentic here on this channel. We don't like change. It's painful. But are you going to learn your lesson? Are you going to change certain things? Or are you going to repeat? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, right? We are breaking free. In 2020, we were beginning to break free. You were starting to get free. Certain things were falling into place. You were free of the matrix. And something happened to make you experience the alternate timeline. And a lot of people, I want you to reflect on your everyday life. And on your journey, maybe a parasite came into your life in 2020. And something was given to you to keep you tethered to the other timeline. Tagged to the other timeline. Why is this important, you might say? A lot of people experience this. Did you experience maybe some type of entity enter your life in 2020? The job of this, when you start to understand your vibrational frequency, like we want to express who we truthfully are to the world. The parasite alters your state of consciousness. And what our state is, we are going to become a vibrational match to the reality that we are going to experience. Think about your state of being. Is your state of being of happy, joy? Are you joyful? Are you happy? Or are you sad, angry, or anxious? So there are certain things that could tag you and bag you to the lower timeline. You were tethered to the lower timeline. If what I'm speaking is resonating with you, please hit that like button so that others could get a second chance at this. We all want a second chance, a second crack at it, right? The 49ers are getting a second crack at this. We now have a second chance with all of the information available to us. We could only answer questions with the information available at the time. And certain things in our everyday life experience, they might have came up and we weren't receiving the correct information. You have to remember that free will is the law of the universe. We all make decisions. And sometimes we make the wrong decision because we did not have adequate amount of information. We had the wrong information. We could only answer questions with the information available at the time. I hope this message is really helpful today. Write it down. We can only answer questions with the information available at the time. So now we go around for another spin. 2020 to 2024. This is your second chance, kid. What are you going to do with your second chance. And, you know, I've spoken to many people, reflecting on my everyday life, speaking to people throughout the past year about, you know, people are realizing, they said, yeah, something was weird, you know, in 2020. Something, a lot of different things were happening. You're going to have to remember this as well. You were primed for the taking. Because why? What a lot of people didn't know what was going on. There was a lot of anxiety. What is anxiety? It's fear of the future. And you know, you might have ironclad boundaries. You've set them in your everyday life. Ironclad boundaries, you know exactly what to do. But when you are in a state, as I knock things over, and then you're in a state, you're in a state of anxiety. You don't know what's really happening. You don't know what's going on. So then all of a sudden, certain things, you know, you might have made the wrong decision. You might have went on the wrong timeline. And then all of a sudden, your vibrational state of existence was changed. Was it happy? Was it joyful? Was it anxious? Was it fearful? Was it confusion? These are all states that you could be in. And this year, we want to be focused on the vibrational state that is going to help us get to that new earth, if you will. You really need to stay focused on your state at this time. And it is difficult, and we have to take ownership. I have to take ownership of my life and the decisions that I made in my life. You have to take ownership of your life and the decisions that you've made in your life. Now, we all make decisions that maybe we would have made a different decision if we had the information available at the time. Period. It's all about consciousness. Knowledge is power, and the lack of knowledge is the lack of power. So now you have this new knowledge, you have this new wisdom, you have this new information, you know the truth, if you will, of certain things in life. And the decisions that you've made in life, you might have maybe did something different, and you said, oh, gee willikers. Does anyone actually say gee willikers? You say, gee willikers, I wish I could have made a different choice. And none of us are victims. So what do we have to do? We have to come back bigger and better, right? We have certain things happen to us, but we might be in a position where we needed to get out of there. And that actually happened last year. Some of you know this, some of you might be new to the channel from this world famous video that's going out there right now. Yeah, please hit that like button. I'm so grateful you hit that like button today. God raptured us off the fallen timeline, the lower timeline, the alternate timeline, whatever word you want to use. God raptured us, took us off that timeline. We received energetic assistance to expose the illusion so that we could see clearly. And things, people, things, and situations started to dismantle off of our timeline last year, June 2023. If you're interested in this, there will be relevant videos on the left side of this screen. At the end of this video, you could click on them if you're new to this channel. And we're going to continuously break down the clues, the codes, the signs, the synchronicities, and signs in the Schumann resonance as well to help us understand what's really going on out there. Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I appreciate all the beautiful comments right now. You have to stay focused. God raptured us off the timeline June of last year. That was assistance. Is the mic okay now? There's a lot of energy over here. We received assistance. And now you have the free will. What will you do with your second chance? Everyone ask this question and respond to each other in the comments. What will you do with your second chance this year? It's free will. We now receive a second chance. You could see certain things in your life. You went through a change, you looped around. You're like, oh, you know what? This is where I was back in 2020, at this point, in that point, in this point. Different levels, different experiences, but in a different version, a higher version. You got the counterfeit in 2020. You had the counterfeit timeline. You had all the counterfeit things. Now you get the real. Write it in the comments. Now you get the real. You need to have the real in your everyday life, because your entire existence, your state, I want you to really stay focused on state of mind, state of vibrational frequency, because that is going to dictate the timeline that you're on. That is going to dictate the reality that you are experiencing, your state. And when you have artificial things, right? Sometimes a lot of you might have changed your diet, what you eat in the past couple of years. Is that you? The way that you eat is totally changed. You're eating better. You're eating more healthier, right? Artificial things, right? It slows the body down. I talk a lot about health on this channel. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. A lot of times we even hold fat in our body. It's not actually fat. It's because of all the chemicals, and the body doesn't know what to do with it. So it just kind of stores it. What is this stuff? So we want to stay focused on the real. We want to stay focused on the authentic. And our physical health is going to change. Yes, Virginia Hiker writes, we got rid of artificial friends. I love that, Cliff. Thank you so much. I appreciate you every day, Cliff. So you might have gotten rid of, look at your past, you were there. You went on that alternate timeline and you started studying, you started observing. Nikola Tesla said, be the observer. That's all you could do right now is observe. And you observed. We all were able to observe the quality of the other timeline. You observed it. All the little nooks and crannies, all the different things. You were observing, and now you get the information. So you might have gotten rid of artificial friends, artificial relationships, artificial foods, artificial whatever. Fill it in. Let us know in the comments. What fell off your timeline? Especially last June. How's the sound? Is the sound all right? Let me know in the comments. Wait. I think that's good. Too much energy. Too much energy. I'll just sit absolutely still. We got a 555 if you could hear me. We're entering the fifth dimension, so you got to get the 555, But all we could do is be the best version that we can. I appreciate that. We want to become the best version of ourselves, and a lot of things will fall off your timeline. So, like even right now, some people are writing that do you hear crystal clear sound? We're doing this live if you're watching on the replay. Do you hear crystal clear sound, or is it staticky? And when I'm reading the comments right now, I'm seeing some people are saying that it is clear, and some people are saying that it's staticky. So it's really interesting. It's interesting the difference between the frequencies. So we like to gather a lot of real life evidence. So you have to really stay focused this year. What are you allowing into your life? Are we good? It is what it is. There's nothing else we could do. We're just going to keep moving forward, though. I appreciate that. No, there has been a lot of glitches lately. But things are happening at a very divine time. Very divine time. I'm just double checking this here. Think about all of that takes place in your life. And you have to stay focused. So even in inopportune conditions, you had them. You experienced them. You overcome them. And when you stay focused, right? So if the sound is off, if it's not, I can't be concerned with it right now. So like I stay focused now, I can't look at that. So I look away and I just stay focused on the message because it becomes a distraction. So in 2020, you are going to be removed from the matrix. And then you were tagged and bagged and you were tried to be put back into the matrix. And you experienced that. And now you have an attitude of gratitude. Write it in the comments. I have an attitude of gratitude. When you are grateful for certain things, all of a sudden that positive feedback loop happens. So you really have to be focused on that state. People that aren't stable in their lives, people that aren't stable on the higher timeline, it will leak into your everyday life. A video I did years ago called dimensional bleeding, right? Some things, we are all responsible for our everyday life experience. However, there is dimensional bleeding. You might be going out to the beach. You want to enjoy this beautiful beach day and you want quiet. And then all of a sudden someone comes and blasts their very loud radio and you don't want to hear it. And you might move and they might follow you with the radio. So it is possible for other things to leak into your dimension, your reality. So you really have to stay focused on certain things, especially this year. If you're new to the channel, and again, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you're here. And I've been training people. I'm showing what I've done. 100 days, we're up to we're going to go to 110 today. We're at 109 yesterday. What I have done, I didn't wait. I don't follow the matrix things. Your matrix holidays. I had no holidays this year. I sat in isolation. I was fasting. I was meditating. I was training. I was studying so that I can make this year the best year of our everyday life. That's where you need to stay focused on. And there is no tomorrow. Love you, Carl. There is no tomorrow. There's only the power of now. There is no tomorrow. There's only the power of now. If you're getting this message, you want to make changes in your everyday life, you want to start today, hit that subscribe button and just take it one step at a time. Go back some of the videos that you missed. It's been a very powerful time period here, and we're going to make 2024 the best year of our everyday life. This is the year of abundance. It's not going to be handed to you. You're going to have to take it, grab it, and do it on your own. Hit 888 abundance code. It's the 8 year. 2024 is the 8. It's abundance. We're getting the abundance this year. The abundance is coming. And you're able to do it. But you're going to have the inexhaustible belief in yourself. You have a second chance. What are you going to do with your second chance? There's signs, there's synchronicities. We're going to see them. You could see them on the main stage. You could see them pop up into your everyday life experience. Yes, it's a year of reforming. It's a year of revelation. It's the double R. It's a year like none other. It's a year where we're going to see like the old guard, whatever it is, like it's just a total different change. And I've been studying, I've been observing a lot of things that are happening and how the people, how the people are reacting. People are supporting other people, right? Authentic people. And not just all the popular, the prestige, all this other stuff. People are supporting people according to the content of character. You want people in your everyday life that display the content of character. Listen, you got to really feel the vibes. You got to feel the energy. Stay focused at this time. We have been in the timeline loop. We went around. You had your experiences. You experienced the other side. What did you learn? Are you grateful for being out of there? You were raptured. Now, this year is the second eclipse that makes the cross over the United States. Some of you know this. Remember the first one? This is the eclipse 2. It kind of makes an X or a cross. X marks the spot, kid. So this new earth, the changes, God is looking at America right now. Where all the focus is here. Do you remember the first eclipse? Now we have the second eclipse. And the eclipse path makes that cross over the United States, or the X, however you want to look at it. So there's a lot of energies that are popping up this year. You could make this year the best year of your everyday life. Where the parasites came in 2020 to bring you down, authentic love is coming into your life in 2024. The year of abundance. What is your love? What is your vocation? It comes in many forms. When I wake up in the morning, I think of the work that I do here with all of you. I think about being in alignment. I think about walking on the beach. I think about going to a wonderful gym with good people that I meet, making new friends. I'm so grateful for my life. I look at a palm tree, I'm happy. Simple things in my life, I'm very grateful for. That's the love that I have, to just sit out at the ocean, listen to the waves. Even if you're by yourself, when you are really in tune with God, when you are amplifying your power, when you're becoming the best version of yourself, there is no force. You are an unstoppable force right now. Attitude of gratitude. And you are becoming the best version of yourself this year. 2020 to 2024, the timeline loop. What will you do with your second chance, kid? If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm so grateful for all of you. Do you notice that this is a timeline loop this year, 2020 to 2024? It's kind of repeating. Right? There'll be relevant videos at the end, like I said before, in the corner of the video. If you're new, leave a comment. What are you noticing? What are you doing this year? What are the great things that are happening in your life this year? How is abundance coming into your life this year? If you had hard times, certain experiences from the alternate timeline that you would like to share in the comments, please share them in the comments. We're a family, we're a community. We read each other's comments, we grow, we expand. Remember, collectively, we're greater than the sum of our parts. So I'm absolutely grateful for all of you. This is a really important and powerful message today. So everyone, please take the time to share this message, and all these things that you do are really going to help get the message out to the people, because when you starting to notice the clues, the codes, and we share them on this channel, you could start improving your everyday life. Stop being concerned with the drama that's out in the world. Let's look in the mirror. Let's start changing our everyday lives. Let's start focusing on ourselves. Let's start becoming the change that we want to see in the world. And when we focus here instead of out there, that's where the power lies. No one out there is going to save you. No one out there is going to complete you. You have to take the light and turn it inward. I told you, the solar flash. is an inside job. It's true. So I love each and every one of you. Please share this video today. If you enjoy this, we host live streams on Zoom on Patreon. The link is in the description. Brand new videos up on Patreon if you are called to join us there as well. I love each and every one of you. We will be back on here, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, just know there will be a brand new video. I'm so grateful that I'm meeting so many new light warriors that are coming in right now. And you could even set an alarm on your phone. Know that we'll be here every. I know the notifications have been a little shaky, but just stay focused. Don't worry about anything out there. Just stay focused. Keep moving forward. One day at a time. 110 today. I love each and every one of you. It's my honor to do this. It's my honor to be the best version of myself, to inspire others that they can change their lives, that they can improve their everyday life. Stay focused on yourself. And keep going, kid.